Welcome to the Detroit Cast, everybody. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Big E. Hello, Jay.
Hey, guys.
Did we lose him?
Where'd Jesus go?
I don't know. He was like, fuck it, I'm done. I don't want to do this.
Went to get a drink, I suppose.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah. He couldn't find his water bottle yesterday. He was all bummed out. He's like, you'll be all right.
I'm mad because I don't know what happened to my aluminum water bottle, so
You hydro-flasking it now, E? Like all the kids?
Did you?
I don't know what that means.
The hydro flask? You're unfamiliar?
Yeah.
That's
Did
what
you steal his
that's what all the
hydro
Visco
flask?
girls are carrying. No,
what?
this is
The fuck is a
not
Visco girl? What is a Visco girl?
it's just a stereotypical chick. It's a filter from Instagram. That's where Visco came from. But
You guys keep me young.
yeah,
You really do. You should probably check up in some of the cupboards up there. It's
Yeah.
very possible it just got thrown in the dishwasher.
I know.
If it was sitting on the counter.
Yeah, because they're kind of the one I bought. They're not expensive, but I hate spending money. I hate fucking spending money. And if
Well,
I
there's
have to
a
go in and
shitload
all
of
of a
those
sudden
up
spend
there.
like $9, $10 on an aluminum thing.
you know who doesn't hate spending money, Isis?
Who?
The city of Franklin.
Yeah.
Apparently had to redo Franklin Road
Jesus
out of the blue.
Christ.
It never
Yeah.
occurred to me that Franklin Road needed to be repaved, but I guess it.
Well, it's probably been
Somebody
6
decided-
months. So.
yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It was like we talked about it when the intersection there at Franklin and 13 was all shut down, and it was like shit. It's been shut down for. It's like, gee, I wonder where they're gonna stop the new road because and it's like the fucking instant it gets into Southfield, it's like fuck you.
I still don't.
8-foot potholes, and I've been saying all along like, okay, what another $3 per person in Frank? Can we just extend that?
That stuff in front of Franklin Racket Club. That's
Right.
so
Terrible.
fucking bad.
So
The
bad.
worst
Yes.
road I've ever driven
Leading
on.
out to Northwestern. That is the worst stretch of.
Do people
30
in Franklin
feet
not
in-
want to go
in
out
Michigan.
to Northwestern? Like, what?
I
Like, they
know.
must
Of course
want to
they
drive
do.
out.
but it's Southfield.
But like Mike said, they're
Like
fucking
honestly, the
totally
people
Pass
around
the hat.
here, it's like really people around here, you can't kick in $10 once.
Instead of doing
and
the
just-
stretch from your house to the post office, like they're doing right now, with no
Unbelievable.
warning, they should have done that 30 feet we just described.
Yeah,
But
dude, they're to the point now where they're putting up lawn signs at those fucking apartments or whatever they are over there, just on the other side of Franklin. Like, honk if you're tired of potholes. I'm like, who is this helping? Like, I can't hear your honks from my house. So you've put these signs up in front of your fucking cheap living spot, and Troy goes by there and just. It's like there has to be a shitload of people from around here that drive by there and just lay on their fucking horn. It's like, I hope this is helping.
Yeah.
Would have been better just to like come knock on the door and be like, hi, we're selling candy bars for the local football team's new uniforms. Just be like, we're selling candy bars to try and finish the road here,
Yeah.
20 feet. I mean,
I mentioned that only because it delayed Isis and I arrival at
Yeah.
the studio today by about a half hour.
Yeah.
We were told by the workers to go around the block and I'll let you in next time.
yeah.
I did it 3 times. E.
Yep, 3 times.
Yeah, he told me he was on his lap 4 or something. And I was trying to figure out what he was talking about because I jumped in the shower. I'm like, okay, I got about 20 minutes before we have to start the show. Like, we're on a very strict time schedule today, no problem. And so I get out of the shower. I've probably got, a few minutes before start time. And I see I've missed a call from E, and there's a text from Jan. I'm like, oh, that's not good. That's not good.
Something happened.
Something happened, man. Because those guys don't, like, once something is set, like, I won't hear from either of you until you're here. Like, that's just the way it is.
Till you hear Holmes.
Holmes, yeah, I will hear a door open. E will try and slink by without saying a word to a soul. Jay will come by. I'll get a gratuitous Holmes, and then we go about our day. So to have both of you, one text and one call, I was like, oh, this isn't good. E better be in a ditch somewhere if he's calling me this
Right.
close to showtime. And he's like, I can't get on the street. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I'm going around. I'm like, calm down. What? What are you talking about?
Bros, you had to do like this big mile-long square.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like-
yeah.
Oh, I know.
Go from 13 to 14, all the way over to Telegraph,
And then
all
it
the way
doesn't
back
work
down.
again. Fuck, man.
Did you, dude?
wow.
You're in a
I
big
wish someone
enough
would
truck.
have. They're lucky someone wasn't dying, man.
No, there were literally that. It was those. It was a hauler that was in Hersheyvale. Sorry, knocked that out. And then there was one of those machines that digs up the road in your road as well. So
That's what front lawns are for.
There was nowhere you could even like turn down the road
Really?
to even begin.
I remember that those guys. I was like coming home one day, and it was you're stuck, and it was one of those where it's going to be a while because they've got the truck you're talking about that's digging up the road, and then the other one's coming the other way. And I'm looking at this, and he's like, you can't go through. And I'm like, dude, I live there. I have to go through. I have this going on and that going on. I need. He's like, you can't. I'm just thinking, I can fucking make that. He's coming.
Right.
He's coming up.
Yeah.
It's a game of chicken.
Yeah.
I think I can make my driveway.
Just a road grader.
And he's just standing there, and I'm just like, what's he gonna do? Arrest me? And I was just like, yeah. Window up, and it just blew fucking by him. Around, ducked right in my fucking driveway, hopped in, ran in the house. No one said a word. I was
Close
like,
the windows and just shut the
no,
door.
oh, I thought you said go really quick. No, yeah. So it's like, I don't know, whatever they're doing around here.
Well.
But you're right. It's a medical emergency. It's terrible.
Exactly. Someone could have died.
Yeah, people are dying in California. Did you see that? PG&E or whatever their thing, they're worried about wildfires, and so they're just like randomly shutting power off all over.
Oh yeah, I saw that in Northern California. Yeah.
You got some old man in his house with his medical devices hooked up. And it's like, click.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seems odd in this state
like,
with the
dude.
most like progressive people that are so worried about. Look,
State is such a shit show in
plastic
terms of government,
straws
though.
and
Dude.
stuff. Like, but I know, but like they don't like.
We could
their
do a
own
story
little-
every day about like what a comedy shit show it is in California right now. Today's one. I don't even bother anymore. You know, the one where they put boulders in the streets, on the sidewalk.
So that
Just-
the homeless will go
Yeah,
away.
'cause, like,
Spikes.
yes.
They put spikes. Yeah.
Dude, the boulder. These are like 400-pound boulders or whatever, all along the sidewalk, just so you don't have enough room to set up your shit tent
Yeah.
in front of a business.
So you're walking like through
You can
around
barely
these boulders.
poo betwixt them.
Exactly. And so what do? They're working as a team, the homeless, to drag the fucking boulders into the street and out of their way.
They've got gumption.
Yeah. And then today
Stick-to-itiveness.
they've gotten a hold of like giant sheets of plywood and like people are just like setting them up in front of their business like,
Well, they're
don't shit here,
they're-
don't sleep here.
every little nook, cranny, and or, as well as alleyways. They're just
Boarding 'em up.
plywooding off.
Just board them up.
Like enough of the pooping down the alley.
You would think they were in a, well, there's a tropical 5 category 5 coming through this weekend. We got to put our sandbags out and plywood our windows. That's just what they're doing to alleys.
Yeah.
I wonder what the day to day of those people is that are pooping on the street. Like that they're like they've almost given them by going so aggressively with these rocks and all this stuff. Like they've kind of given them a job, even though it's unpaid. But they've given them activities to
Yeah.
do throughout the day, like stuff to do.
It's a
and then,
focus.
right?
Well, they're acting like this is
An infringement of some
yes.
sort of right to
is-
sleep on the street,
no, this is harassment to our already downtrodden. This is now viewed as almost a hate crime against the homeless.
See, this is a
And it's like,
total eating yourself situation
Yeah.
because they don't know. Because the politicians that are trying to be woke don't know what to do.
Well, they've
but-
relaxed all the laws on like loitering and
Right.
so forth, so people
Yeah.
can absolutely just set up a tent in a parking lot,
Yeah.
and you cannot arrest them or move them or whatever.
So then companies are like,
It is funny though because you're starting to see videos of like, oh, look at that little flower girl. There's just some sundressed chick with her sunglasses on. She's just flower in the hair and everything's peace and love, bro. And she's opened just a little fucking bracelet selling shop that she pays a lot, and she's just like had it. Here she's
Yeah.
just she's there and wants everybody to love everybody. And
I'm
do
headed
their
to
thing.
Austin.
And
Fuck
it's like,
this.
I can't do it. I can't spray shit off my fucking sidewalk.
Yeah,
It's
not one more time.
it's worse than cat piss. It's like it stinks and it's like melting the cement. And every morning I have to go out there, wake some asshole up, drag him out of here, and then clean up his human shit and whiz. I'm done. And you're like, Yeah,
another story.
sorry.
I saw that area. Well, this was a few months ago. For whatever reason, I must have read it on the weekend. Didn't think anything of it, but I reminded of it. There was some girl in California, like same situation, like I said, San Francisco-ish or something, and she'd gone somewhere and like, I guess met a guy, and they exchanged numbers. But then, like, a day later, he's like, oh, yo, so I was thinking about coming and hanging out with you. And she's like, well, I'm busy right now. I'm about to go to work, maybe tomorrow or something. And he's like, well, crazy thing is I don't really have a home. So is there any chance I could just come crash at your house?
Make that today.
And she says no. And she's like, not trying to be in a mean way. And then she puts it on social media.
not trying to be in a mean way.
Like, but on social media, then she tries to put out, like, hey, man, like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but, like, should I have to let this guy in my house? And people start berating her for, like,
Really?
homeless shaming
Shaming
and
him.
stuff.
Shaming the homeless. Did she post a picture or did she
Of course,
dox
I
him?
don't remember.
Of course, the dude has an iPhone 11 with
Right.
unlimited data.
Yes.
Right.
Awesome.
It's great. Isn't it?
Turns
It's
out
just-
he's homeless. And then she ends up getting railed on because she won't just let him stay at her house for free.
Yeah,
Like,
but then you look at so many of these and you see these stories and it's like, yeah, I've decided to downsize and really get into the minimal small home living. They're doing these shows on it, like this is where the guy wants to live. He's walking into a fucking what is a bomb shelter or something at an actual house. There's like 2 steps down, and it's like 12 square feet. Yeah, got this little beauty here. It's got my little toilet set up there,
all
the
I
plastic
need.
one. It's all you really need. How much is this? It's about $2,500 a month. And
Right.
you're like, what are
What?
you doing, dude?
What?
Are you? You're living in 50 square feet for what? $2,000, $2,500 a month? Insanity. Insanity. Hey, kind of a sad day. Today, can you believe it's been a year since Mike Clark died?
Oh, I know.
It's
Yeah, I
unbelievable,
saw somebody
man.
post that.
Time just goes by so fast, and I get tagged in a lot of things, Drew and Mike fan pages and whatnot, and they started posting. I should have been more heads up for it. They started posting all these old clips, really poorly recorded. Someone just
they're like-
grabbing a cassette
right.
deck while the show was going years ago. But God, man, they've just been playing these old snippets, and I started, they're like tagged in it, so I'm like, oh, I haven't heard that in forever. I don't remember that. Listening to it, all his fucking promises and shit. Oh my dude, some of it is so funny. That stuff, I forgot doing this. When he would go into the bathroom, it would be like during an interview or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
and it'd be like a 25-minute long Harris poll or interview
Right.
of some sort. And so he'd be like, I'm going into the shitter, and he'd go in there, and he's just so loud that you'd
God.
hear him.
Seriously?
You'd hear him not shitting but talking to himself.
Huh.
And so we're like, oh my God, do you hear this fucking asshole in here? And so it was like, just hardwire a microphone directly into the board, drag it out of the production room, and lay it down in front of the bathroom. And you just hear him in there talking to the toilet water, talking to and he's,
This would have probably would this have been pre?
no, you would have been there.
I don't remember.
No,
I don't remember any of
no,
any of
no.
this
This
per se,
probably
but
smartphone came out in 2007, so probably
that's
maybe
my
it
point.
was,
So like, what was he talking to? Like, I could almost understand it now.
dude. He
Like
would,
on your smartphone, like I could understand sitting around if I was on Facebook or Instagram and stuff like that. I'd be like, fuck this bitch, posting this damn selfie or I don't know,
but
whatever.
you remember Mike walking around the halls just talking to himself. Yeah,
Yeah, I
for God's
guess-
sake. Yeah. But,
Yeah, I
like,
guess
he just,
so, yeah.
He was just like that, and so he'd be in there, but he couldn't help but be really, really funny. And so that shit where he's like, you just hear this echoey, he's in the bathroom, and you just hear open sesame, and it's like the toilet's opening, and then
jeez.
eat it, and then flush, and then close sesame.
Jesus
Close.
Christ.
And then it'd be like, one of us would walk by, like, everything okay in there? And he'd be like, what, you can hear that? It's like, Livonia can hear that, Mike. You're like, oh, just laugh.
How could he be so shocked every time?
Ugh, who knows, dude?
That's
But
that's
it's like,
I think the biggest thing I think about him. Like he seemed like he legitimately seemed to be shocked a lot of times when some of this stuff would come up and it'd be like, dude, are you kidding me?
yeah,
Like,
and that's the best part. When I was listening to that, I'm like, yep, I've listened to 20 things here, and none of these were set up. These were
Right.
all, and he was legit. Oh, he'd call you back after he left you some horrible message about, some really gay message about wanting sugary cupcakes. Can you call that cupcake stand that I really loved? They were so creamy and delicious. He'd leave you this really effeminate gay message, and then he'd call back and be like, dude, please do not fucking air that tomorrow. Don't do it. But he took such a beating, so much better than anyone
Yeah.
I've ever met, that it was like, bro, I'm sorry. You did this to yourself. We
Learn a lesson
we're a
on that,
nation of
right?
laws, and there are consequences for our actions, sir. And if you're gonna leave, really bad Michigan State fucking football messages, they're gonna get aired. They just are. So, yeah, sad day, man. And I know a lot of people really miss him. It's crazy to see just every time someone posts something audio wise or whatever, how many comments come in and the amount of people that miss him and blah blah blah. So wanted to take a second to note that and mention he's in our thoughts always as well. So I know someone, it might have been NFL Bob, wanted us to scour our archives for the skydiving story.
jeez.
And I'm like, did we play that before? After, didn't we?
I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, for
When he
sure.
was in the
Yeah,
high
I guess we
school
did because I think
newspaper.
Jay listened to it.
Yeah, we played
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Played it the day we learned of his death. Yeah.
Is that what we did like in the break or something? We played that whole
Yeah.
thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so go back a year. You can find it.
There you go.
Find it there for all of you that need to hear it. It is pretty funny, but you can tell how fucking green we really are, too. I'm not terribly proud of all of that. I'll be honest with you, but whatever. It's good stuff. It's more about Mike, so. Anyway, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, Hamlin Pubs, they're inviting you to their 6 Metro Detroit locations. Come enjoy Hamlin Pubs' great food, their drinks, their atmosphere. Whether you're watching the game with your buddies or out for a meal with the family, it's always a great time at Hamlin Pubs, Rochester, Clarkston, Chesterfield, 2 Shelby Township locations, and of course, their newest location in Richmond.
I'll be honest with you, Jay. I didn't spend much time. Actually, I really didn't spend any time watching the Democratic national debate. What is their fourth one?
Seems like it. Seemed to me like a lot more of the same, although, Tweety Bird's owner, Granny, is getting attacked now instead of Biden centrally because Warren is kind of in the lead. Everybody views her as
Front runner.
Yeah. She still hasn't gotten new glasses.
Yeah.
If she does, she will win in a landslide, I predict. But
Yeah.
she's
Could she be
still
the
sticking with
president?
those. Yes, she could.
Oh my god! I don't know why. I know I don't know much. I'm not going to pretend I know much about politics, but I just
Dude,
can't believe
Donald
she-
Trump is the president.
Yeah, but she's a politician. Like I don't know. I would say I hope.
So you can't see her being president?
With all this
No.
with all this shit with the lie. I mean, I know Trump lied, but it seems different to me how she did it. I guess.
Well, he's
even-
accused of that all the time, and he definitely has trouble with the truth.
I don't know, just-
for sure, but in a different. I don't know. It's the pretending to be so noble aspect of like, and why wouldn't that be? You better believe they're going to ask Trump about fucking this lie or that lie. That doesn't go without like.
Are you
It's like
referring to the
Pocahontas? Yeah, and the
I
and
mean,
the whole.
she's already explained it. She'll continue to do that. That hey, it was a family. It was family lore. I thought I was Native
Right.
American. That's what she'll stick to.
Okay,
No, it
and
just
then,
seems like
the
to-
firing, when I was visibly pregnant and all that, and it was just like, okay, we're not even going to mention that. Like that
Move on.
doesn't even
Plow forward.
That's not worthy of mention
Right.
on something like that.
I guess I know I don't know that
It just
much
seems odd. That's all.
about politics, but I
Politics
just
in
feel like
2019. You just move on, and
I-
within 24 hours, something else will come
yeah,
up,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, but the media's job is to make sure you can't just move on so quickly.
But
Well,
after 4
they'll-
years, I just thought they
they've got
would've-
something to cover with Trump. Trump said something.
Yeah.
Need to move on.
Yeah, I know. Biden is getting rattled too, dude. He gave a press conference this afternoon, and it's like, they're starting to come after him about this whole Hunter stuff, and it's like, look, Hunter said what he needed to say, and I
Cleared it all up.
cleared everything up, and there's absolutely. Let's not forget what the real story is.
Donald Trump.
Trump is the worst. He is a monster, and I'm like. Okay, that's great. You are not going to answer shit. Neither is your son. You want people to move over from these baseless, absolute, long debunked things. And by the way, let's remember. And you just know there's a background meeting, in his at his home with his cardigan on. They're like, listen, Joe, here is the key. This is the only way this works. You hit him. You mention it. You address it as in like nothing was done wrong. Everybody knows this. And by the way, let's not. Then you have to immediately circle back to let's not get off what the real story is. This man is a monster, and just hammer him. That's all you do, and because that's what he's doing in a weird way. He keeps like he'll do one or two sentences and then use that same sentence. But let's not forget what the real story is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, boy.
They do realize that if they all do that, then they still have to have something that separates them from just Trump bashing, right?
I know they're starting
Like-
to realize that a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, they hit, like I said, Warren. Whoever's the front runner, they tend to hit because they know that they'll get time.
Of course.
And I
Yeah.
think it was Klobuchar who surprisingly got a ton of time last night because
Third
she
place or
was
something.
she was so engaging with Warren the whole time. And
Right,
so
right.
Warren has to respond, then she has to respond, and so that's the way you get up there.
I am like, I don't care what Beto O'Rourke, get the fuck out of here. This idea of having 20 guys on stage all fighting to say something that's going to
make a
dominate the head.
soundbite,
Yeah.
yeah.
So stupid and such a waste of time. Cory Booker, you're a joke. You're going nowhere. Beto O'Rourke, you're going nowhere. Biden, you're going nowhere. Bernie Sanders, I don't think is going anywhere. I wouldn't mind
He's
hearing
about
from.
to get endorsed by the squad.
Oh,
Mike.
good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. Because climate change, it's our existential threat
It
to
is.
the planet. Yet warranted not a single question.
Not a
last
single
night.
question. Although
Not
Ellen
one.
DeGeneres, that came up.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the whole Ellen thing? Essentially,
That
is
came
what-
up in the-
yes,
oh my
Anderson Cooper's
God.
final question
But
was
what about this, by the
surrounding
way,
Ellen
too?
DeGeneres.
People were pissed.
Imagine
man.
if they started this. What would they do if they started with a saying, okay, let's all assume that all of you fucking hate Donald Trump and just
Yes. Move on from that, right.
that and answer and have
Yeah.
like, what would they do then? Like then it'd
Wouldn't
have
that
to-
be a great way to set it? Just go, look, okay, we understand impeachment. Everyone raise your hand if anyone wants to just really quick argue why impeachment is stupid. I see you guys all think this is what we have to do, so let's just not mention that again, and let's go
And now
through with
answer
anything
your
else.
questions.
Because they all did. I'm reading the quotes, I'm like, okay, I know you want to do this and this, and by the way, we want to take down this president who was the worst in the history of blah, blah, blah. And they're like,
But a big part of this is convincing their voters that they're the one, and they do keep bringing it back to that because it's like, imagine me up there next to Trump. I'm the one who can beat him.
Well, then maybe they could give them each, like, how they have an opening remarks. They could give them an opening remark why they hate Donald Trump, and then after that, no more.
What I think they should also do is submit a one-pager. I don't need a ton of detail, just a one-pager on how each one got so rich. Like,
that'd
you
be
just
great.
submit your own personal one and explain your wealth.
when he shows us his taxes, we'll do that.
Explain your wealth,
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yes, please, Kamala Harris.
Explain your wealth, Joe Biden.
Yeah,
Career
please.
politician. How are you worth several millions of dollars
Yeah.
each one of you? How?
Even Bernie now, because Bernie was worth a paltry $500,000 after his 900-year career in politics, and now he's got a book that he sold and he's worth a few $1,000,000.
And if that's your explanation, okay, that's fine.
And you
I
know what
wanna
that
see
is? That's capitalism at
Yeah,
its
I
finest.
know.
That is not
Way to
stand
go,
up
Bernie.
to socialistic thoughts. I
Yeah.
mean, dude, everything he's preaching about the big man who gets his and the little man, it's like, you cut a check, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Go
they'll
ahead.
take more of your taxes
They
if you want to pay
will.
more.
You can pay anything you want. You can literally, it's just not fair. The little man's getting taken for a ride in this country. I'm going to keep $50 for myself, and then I'm going to write a check for $1.657 million to the federal government, and then send it off. And, then you've got a case. While your bank is bloated too, I don't want to hear it, man. Just don't want to hear it. But I wouldn't mind hearing more from Mayor Pete. I wouldn't mind hearing more from Andrew Yang. I wouldn't mind hearing more from Gabby.
Tulsi Gabbard?
Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard. I think part of it's because I think she's hot. But
Yeah, you want to bang her?
Yeah,
Have you
but
seen her up close? So I'm worried about the complexion. Have you guys? Yeah, I'm serious about
Really?
this. Yeah, after the show, look, you don't need to pull it up now, Isis, but
I don't need to face shame her. But
I just say that.
Okay.
Check out her complexion up close.
okay. And then who's the other one that I wouldn't mind hearing more from? There's a couple of them, but like Beto O'Rourke. We know where Warren stands. We know what Bernie's about. We know what fucking Joe Biden's about. Can we
You
get
don't want
some
the
new
front
blood in?
runners on there?
Not if they're just going to say the same trite horse shit over and over and over. It's like there's no plan. Nobody will answer the question about how you're paying for any of this shit. Nobody.
Well, that's what
dare
they
you,
called
Mike.
Granny out on, though. A lot of them just turned to her and said, "You're not being honest here." At least
Yeah.
Bernie admits that middle class taxes will go up. You're not saying it, Warren. You're
And
not.
she still won't.
Yeah. Well, costs will go down. And
What? She's got.
You say that and
They
I
go.
just feel
The question is yes or no. Will middle class
Yeah.
taxes go up? Well, as I've said all along, costs will be adjusted such that. Like,
And they're getting to the point now where they're like, no. Stop.
yes or no.
Yes or no, will middle class tax, and she won't.
Yeah,
do
I
it.
know.
What is wrong with going? I understand what you're trying to do with your question. Yes, middle class taxes would have to go up, but when you shake that out over the year, the savings to the middle class family in all these other areas would vastly make up for the raise in taxes. Why is that so
because
awful?
Trump's first campaign commercial will be read as Elizabeth Warren standing there going, "Yes, middle class
class
taxes will go up," and then they'll move on. She's Pocahontas. She's this. She's that.
But then doesn't that make him look more insincere? Going, that's not what she said, and you know it.
That is what she said, though.
Well, yeah, it is technically what she said.
That's why she technically won't say it.
Yeah,
She can't say that. They can't say that.
But that's what makes you such greaseball, hateable
No.
politicians. It's like we talked about that one time before, and it was like, you can have me on camera going, I hate black people. Is something I would never say,
Yeah.
and anybody that does is a monster. And then taking
Yeah, but
that
this
and
is
going,
different.
I hate black
if she's
people.
saying,
is my
if she's saying
campaign.
yes, middle class taxes will go up, but this is how it's going to work. Well, she's still acknowledging middle class taxes will go up. In your example, you don't really hate black people,
Right.
I don't think.
I don't think so either. No. In fact, I know I don't. But the idea of taking a clip and cutting it short, you can see when they do that and going, he said he hates black people. Technically, those words rolled out of your mouth as you were saying something.
It's different for the reasons I
Totally.
just described.
Right.
If she says says she's going to raise them, she's doomed.
Don't you think there's an easier, better, more succinct
She's
way of
trying
doing it?
She's trying to play this lane. Like, yes, I want all the progressives that Bernie has. I want you to come to me, but I also can't be that crazy. I need the moderates that are going to peel off from Biden. You know, she's tightroping it.
Yeah.
Must be so fun. Must
I
just
know,
be
I
so
know.
fucking fun.
I know.
The drive of power.
It's just unbelievable. I noticed no one on CNN mentioned that, that whistleblower, the guy that's, Project Veritas and all the people that are just talking about what unfair shit CNN is delivering to its audience right now, and just
Because it's well known. Everybody's known it for 3 years.
I know, but I notice that goes just flying by, like oh no, we're in a legitimate, most trusted name in news. It's all we are. Whatever. Yeah, no mention of Pocahontas, no mention of Veritas, no mention of climate change. Not a single question, about the.
What did they talk about? I mean, I guess I didn't. But
Trump.
Lots of
Trump,
Medicare.
Trump. Yeah.
What else say here?
Because some of the things he just said are things I think that they would talk
Yeah.
about. Like,
Well, they definitely needed to talk about
Guns, Syria.
Okay.
children in cages. Oh yeah, no, they didn't talk about the border at all, or the
Oh,
children
really?
that are still in
do
cages.
they not
or
care
whatever.
anymore about the border?
I guess not. It must not. It just must not trend well when they do
What about
that.
Black Lives Matter?
Yeah, no. Well, I don't know. Not now.
Okay.
It's, we've only got 4 hours to deliver this. So if you
Gotcha.
think we have time for a quick, urban development talk or the existential
Black.
threat to our world, I mean, we're going to be gone in 10 years.
Right.
I mean, a 16-year-old told me that, so
Well, again, she didn't say that exactly.
it's got to
but
be true.
it's not what she said. But
Well, what we have time for, gentlemen, is a quick word from our sponsor, Rich from The Blind Biz.
Hey,
Hey guys, it's Rich from The Blind Biz here. Don't freak out,
voice.
but the holidays are fast approaching, and let's face it, your blinds are probably in worse condition than Biggie's car after his wreck. So unless you want your in-laws to think you're some bigly loser this holiday season, give us a call. We'll hook you up proper, just like we did at Radio for One Studios. We carry all types of blinds, shades, and shutters, offer free shop-at-home appointments, free installation, and mention TDC will give you 20% off and free cordless option on all cellular shades. So give us a call at 866-246-8875 or check us out online at theblindbiz.com.
powerful voice, right?
Dude's a pro.
Isn't that great?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, good stuff. One thing they didn't get into, Kamala Harris tried to rally the group last night to join her.
Dude, I can't stand her.
I
I'm sorry.
can't
The
either.
rest of them, whatever, but there's something about her, man. Maybe I'm just used to seeing that lawyer, stand up there and think they're all smug and fancy and shit.
Yeah.
And just her body language is so bad, and the facial expressions, she drives me crazy,
She
man.
drives me crazy, too.
She has like a little flutter in her voice, too. She sounds like she's going to cry at any moment.
Yeah, we started to see this first whenever they would have these, Congress would meet and they're going to drill down on someone, and there's that air of smug, and that's a great way to put it. It's that lawyer.
Yeah, the red pen goes into between the hands, and
I'm listening, just waiting to destroy you.
Yeah.
I already know what I'm going to say next.
the lips purse, the eyes squint. It's like,
Sir,
oh, shut
have we heard
up.
enough?
Shut up. You have
Yeah.
to be likable, man. That's what this whole thing's about.
Yeah.
You can be fucking crazy, but just be likable.
Yeah. And there's just too many things that people, seeing her like, oh, I'm talking to a 100-year-old woman who's like, don't touch my manicure. And it's like, I promise I never would. Like, she's catering to this group here, and people are seeing through that. It's not very genuine feeling, but this idea of, will you agree to join me in demanding that Twitter suspend Trump's Twitter account? I'm like, what country do you live in?
Oh, I know.
lady? Like,
And Warren's
seriously?
like, what? And she's trying to answer the broad question, and Kamala Harris is just like, oh, so you won't? Okay. Oh. So you're saying you won't? All that shit on the side, out of the corner of her mouth. It just drives you crazy.
Is that just waiting? Because I think what they're doing, like you said, they're looking for the headline thing, and the Republicans are just as guilty of this. Don't get me this confused. Are they looking for the giant applause break in the room? When there's a zinger, or we demand Trump be taken off Twitter.
These people with single digits, they're just looking for, they're looking for that tweetable moment. They're
Yeah.
looking for that soundbite.
Yeah, and Warren, I think, got it best when she was like, Joe Biden loves to throw in people's face, like, I've gotten so much done. Nobody can touch my record. It's like, well, give them 60 years, Joe. They'll catch up. You know, when you're there 60 years, a couple things are bound to get done. And she's like, well, I got the whatever bill, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, and I helped vote that through, and I pushed through. And she goes, and I want to thank President Obama for everything he did do. Pulls out Obama, like, yeah, don't give me that vice president shit that you had you did all this work. Stop it.
I'm just sorry, I can't get over it. I pushed that through.
And I'm the one that went to bat for it and pushed it through.
Okay.
And all I could
Sit
do.
on an island, man. You're fucking rich somehow. You're rich. Go sit on an island. What are you doing?
And all I could do as he's talking and turning to people is I'm like, oh, that flathead. Oh,
Yes,
the back of that
of his
flathead.
head. It's
It's
so
like
flat.
as soon as someone has to let his team know, you might as well neck brace up for these things, because as soon as you turn your head, it mutes whatever you're saying, and people immediately are like, oh, the flatness of that head.
Yeah, you start looking at the
Wow.
hair, and you're like, how is that working? And God, his head's flat. His mom laid him too long on his back as a baby.
Oh,
that soft head, still
Yes.
developing.
For like weeks.
Yeah.
You know, just let him lay there. It's almost like when I look at his hair the way it is, it's like
Kind of
someone
comes
is.
down off it. Like it's like if
But
you
it's
put a
still-
wig on an egg, you know? Like,
Yes.
It just comes down in a weird way. It's
And
got to be cropped closer. Can I suggest 5 on top, 2 on the sides, 3 to blend? 2 on the sides would do that up.
I don't know. Well, yeah, if he shaved the back up, I don't know if he's changing the subject, but it looks to me, what are those, you know those things when you got a flooring that's not level, and you got to put those, what are they called?
Shim?
Shim. It looks like someone's maybe like just barely shimmed the back of his head, and that hair, because it doesn't.
You might be onto something.
It doesn't lay flat on the
I know,
neck.
I know.
That's the problem. And a
Yeah.
wig on an egg, that's great. It's
Yeah.
either shimming going on, or I don't know what it is. But
You're right. No profiles from Biden.
No.
Look straight on.
He
Keep
does
your
this.
dentures in. Look straight ahead.
he's talking, he's doing this.
Look at that head, man.
Yeah. As soon as he turns, as soon as he gets here,
Yeah.
it's just like,
I know. You're just like, wow,
So it's
how's the hair working? And
I want to say to Elizabeth Warren and blah, 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 and Bernie Sanders, that economic plan will not work. And that's why I say that, Amy Klobuchar. Thank you. You know what I mean? What?
Oh, just another one. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, yeah, it just doesn't lay on his head. It's odd.
Yeah. Wow. So Twitter has announced today it will block users. There's no problems with this. This is going to work well. Probably just how they plan it. It will block users from liking, retweeting, or sharing posts from world leaders that are deemed to violate its rules. The social media giant today confirmed it will keep an offending tweet on the site if it's newsworthy, but apply a label to it and halt it from being spread further.
God.
What?
So they're going to be the judge. And when they talk about, so since the election of Trump, Twitter's had mounting pressure to censor the president after he appeared to fall foul of regulations, including writing threatening tweets. It's like threatening tweets. Yeah, when he's calling little rocket man Kim Jong-un, that's a threatening tweet. And so we can't share that with the public, you know, so we'll let it stay there because, you know, free speech and whatnot. But you can't like it, share it, retweet it, nothing.
Wow.
The company said it would be more likely to delete a tweet by a world leader if it promotes terrorism, interferes with elections, so the spread of false information, violence or self-harm, or involves illegal goods or services. This is directed at one world leader and one world leader only.
And Jack
Right?
Dorsey is going to decide what's what.
Exactly. Now, you cannot go and say, world leader Donald Trump. That would be illegal. But you can say world leaders, because we've had so many problems with world leaders tweeting stuff that needs to be addressed and taken
Yeah.
down right now. This is new territory for everyone, a service being used by world leaders to communicate directly to their constituents and at times announce policy. Twitter stands for the value of direct access to government and elected officials, and maintaining a robust public record provides benefits to accountability. This value will be weighed against the severity of the harm associated with the violation of these policies and the likelihood of offline harm. Joe Biden has blasted Facebook. And here's the problem that you have with this, because right away, this policy is now. Joe Biden blasted Facebook after it refused to take down a Trump campaign ad that the Biden campaign said contained all these false allegations. the Trump ad, which ran on Twitter and YouTube as well, claimed that Biden had promised Ukraine's $1 billion if the country promised Ukraine $1 billion if the country fired a prosecutor investigating a company linked to Biden's son. We have that on video numerous times. Like literally, that's exactly what was said in those videos.
What?
Pull up Joe Biden talking about
Promising $1 billion?
Ukraine $1 billion. Yeah, pull up Ukraine billion Biden prosecutor, something along those lines, and we can watch the video again. It's hilarious. And he says it's mischaracterized, out of context. Okay, well, I'm going to need more of an explanation than that because you look like a really, really braggadocious, proud, power-hungry asshole when you're talking about this. Is what you look like, and I've seen 2 separate videos of
Yeah,
this.
but as you mentioned earlier, Mike, context does matter. You know, there are those moments where you can be clipped going, "I hate black people," is something I'd never say, right?
Yeah.
So he could be right. There could be more context that's necessary.
Well, maybe. Maybe there's more context needed for, tell Vladimir I'll have more. I can do more once the election's over. Maybe that's not what he said. Is something I would never say to a world leader here in my office. And any luck with that, E?
I guess give me a second. I don't know.
Okay. So we'll pull that up and I'll play it for you. And if there's something there, I'm not saying that Biden's not 100% right and this is total bullshit. I'm just saying, okay, I look at that and I haven't seen anything that says, here's why that's bullshit. Here's the real deal. I'm not seeing a lot of that stuff.
I know I've heard
interested
from
in seeing
people
it.
on both sides, commentators on both sides, that prosecutor needed to go. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this notion that it was just Biden trying to get rid of this great prosecutor who was just doing his job. No, this guy was corrupt as fuck, and everybody knew he was and needed him gone.
Isn't everything in the government of Ukraine corrupt as fuck? I mean, isn't that...
Okay, you can say, I don't know. Dude.
No, I mean, that's what I've read, that they're viewed as more corrupt government than anything. And that's why it's like, okay, well, why would you get involved with this? Why would your son get involved with the mass corruption that everybody agrees is running rampant? So, you know, I'm not going to pretend to get into their politics or know what this prosecutor was like, but that should be really simple, no? Is that it?
I mean, I don't think that this is, to me, this doesn't look like a video with actual audio. It sounds like it's just him talking
Is that
about
the
it.
flat-headed man?
I mean, would that be okay as far as typing into?
I'll find it.
$1 billion if they
Okay, that's a commercial, I guess. But
Hey, if you've
Yeah, there
suffered
you
a
go.
traumatic accident or injury, don't call the billboard or TV attorneys. Your first call should be to Ogden Legal Triage. Ogden Legal Triage will find you the right personal injury attorney for your case at no cost to you. They will negotiate the best price, save you time, money, and hassle. Who better to help you find a lawyer but a lawyer? Ogden Legal Triage. For more information, go to firstcalldetroit.com.
Let's get this ad in 5
Hey, are
seconds.
you tired of the media spinning the truth and
Sure am.
false narratives upon you?
Fuck off. Here, I don't know what. There it is right there. See, the Nationals are going to the World Series.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, I figured you were going to take issue with this, not be happy.
Why?
Scherzer.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
You know
him.
what I mean?
Fuck that guy.
He hasn't won a World Series, right? Didn't get it. The Nationals have not been in the World Series.
Right, he
since
went straight to the
63.
Nationals, right?
Yeah. And so it's like, I'm kind of, it's kind
Well,
of.
if he wants to give my
good
burrito
story.
back, then I'd be fine with it.
What, like, a simple apology, acknowledging. He probably wouldn't even need to go public apology if he just issued one to you.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Would you root
I'd
for
root
them
for
then?
him, yeah.
Because
Well, who are they up against? Yankees or Astros, right?
Yeah, so it could be Scherzer versus Verlander.
Ah, isn't Sanchez on the Nationals too?
Yes. Yeah.
My God.
So I don't know, man. Yeah, they won last night 7-4, swept the St. Louis Cardinals 7-4, and then yeah, it went up 7-0 in the first. Like, dude, these games 10 runs the first inning. Yeah, it went up 7 runs, and so now they'll wait for the Astros and Yankees.
well, they're going to have the
ALCS.
same problem that the Tigers had right now, possibly.
Yeah, they're
that
gonna
wait
sit.
where they're hot as
Yeah.
hell and they just have to wait.
Yeah, and they're gonna maybe even wait. Well, not wait more. That I guess they would have had a day off tomorrow, Yankees. So they're supposed to play tonight, but there's some big rainstorm that's supposed to come through. MLB has already canceled tonight's game.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, they postponed Game 4. Game will be played tomorrow at 8 instead of a day off on Friday. They'll play Game 5 at 7 in the Bronx. So.
Yeah, they don't want starters warming up and all that and then having to shut
Yeah.
it down. Yeah.
But what else it does is an extra day off in the middle of a series like this Now the Yankees are like, oh, cool. Now we can go back to our fucking day one starter.
Yeah.
Instead, now he's on 4 days rest, and that's close enough. So
Part of the game.
Yep, Mashiro Tanaka for Game 4 instead of using a bullpen day. A bullpen day. That seems like a big fucking deal that they planned for Wednesday. The Astros could bring back their Game 1 starter, though, which is Zach Greinke.
I forgot they have Greinke, too.
Yeah.
Strasburg, Greinke, Scherzer, Anibal Sanchez.
Oh, no, Greinke is on the Astros.
Oh, okay.
So they've got, they've got Greinke and Verlander.
Okay, yeah.
All that. Eve, did you...
I don't know, man.
What
I
is
have a hard
going
time.
on?
I have a hard time sometimes when
I just gave you the
understand
link.
This, dude. I literally texted in the exact same thing you searched.
Right there. It's right there.
Okay,
Top
it
one.
didn't look like
Biden
it.
brags about
Former
prosecutor.
U.S. Vice President
Bittred.
Joe Biden, who's tipped to run.
So fast forward a
for
little
the
bit. I don't know
White
where it
House
is
in
in here. This is
2020,
3
has been
minutes.
fending
Look
off
at his flat head.
Yeah. Keep going. They're sitting on the couch.
Caleb Maupin
There you go.
reporting.
Back it up. There you go.
Gotten a commitment from Poroshenko they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here, and I think it was, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a
Well, son of a bitch.
got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid at the time.
Says you.
Well, it just so happens that.
I mean, I don't know what that all means, but when that prosecutor is investigating your son's company,
I think there's
things-
grayness around that. Honestly, you got to look into this because
okay.
that matters to this whole story. And I have heard from people on both sides that,
Yeah.
again, that this prosecutor was 100% corrupt. Everybody wanted him out.
Mm-hmm.
And it was across the board agreement. It wasn't just simply, you can't just point to and go, well, look at this upstanding guy was investigating Burisma.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, $1 billion being withheld. It's just not the case.
I think
and I don't
too-
know what's right or wrong, but I'm just saying that's part of the factual lead up to this whole thing.
right. I'm just, I read as much as I can. It just stinks. That's all. I'm not even saying it's illegal. I'm just saying it stinks. And to act like nothing to see here, nothing done wrong. I mean, you kidding me? It's debunked forever. It's like, okay, I got a couple questions about that.
But if
And you
that's
would
the
think you
case,
would
if this
just come
guy's
out-
corrupt and everybody agrees he should be gone, there's nothing to see there, wouldn't it be? If that's the end of the story?
Well, if that's what you say is the story, I mean, I don't know.
Why have I read that and heard that, but you're not?
I don't know. Bring it in. I'll read it. But I know that before that call that they're talking about now that he made to the president, apparently, and they knew this, that Ukraine had already gotten a new prosecutor and it was already in the process of reopening that and investigating that company and what was going on with the board and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Months before the call that was taking place. So the idea that Trump forced him into reopening this to hurt a campaign, that he's going against, loses a little bit of steam with that. But I don't know, man. It is what it is. But yeah, if you find something like that, email it to me, Jay. I'll read it. I'd be interested in that. Because if there's a clear, honestly, like the whole world knew we had to do this. They promised to do it. And we were in line to give them money that they would be able to use, for properly defending themselves. And then they fucked us last minute. And I went, no, then you don't get your money. If that's there, but it just gives that's why conflicts of interest matter. That's all. And it doesn't seem like he should have been there in the first place. But Felicity Huffman,
In jail as we speak, right?
dude, this is a reward. I want to go to jail where she's going to jail. I mean, outside of the one roll of toilet paper for
Yeah.
2 weeks thing,
She's rationing it properly, hopefully.
I don't know.
Can you imagine how you would be so conservative at first? You're like, this is my only one? Holy shit. That first shit of the jail time would be like 2 squares. Like, let me see what I can do with this.
What if she gets one of those fucking
Yeah, you're right.
you know what I mean? Like every once in a while you get something and it requires, you can go through half a damn roll.
That's why I'm saying, wouldn't the first one be super conservative? You wouldn't be blowing your nose with it, that's for sure.
Oh, God, no. Hell no. But she started today. They've announced that she is there, and she's sharing a room and open toilet with 3 other inmates. Fuck, that would kind of suck, at the Federal Correctional Institution in Dublin, just outside San Francisco. She surrendered to authorities and will be expected to make her bed by 6:30. We knew that. She's got 3 pairs of underwear, which does not sound attractive. Those are not going to be hot at all. And then the 1 roll of toilet paper. It's been nicknamed Chateau Dublin, and was once listed as one of America's 10 cushiest prisons. The women's prison, known to locals as Club Fed, has an ocean breeze. Floor-to-ceiling windows that don't have bars. The prison lobby, where prisoners are allowed to go freely, just go hang out, has a library, grand piano, a grand piano. Prisoners are also allowed to sunbathe during certain hours. Not crazy about those hours, if you remember, kind of at dusk almost on a Sunday or something. I didn't like it, but allowed visitors on Saturdays and Sundays between 8 and 8 a.m., 2 p.m. Now, here's the problem, because I was really getting into the whole one roll of toilet paper aspect of this. Like, I'm in interviews, that better be the first question, like, how did it go?
How'd you do? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, did you get down to, like, I got 3 days left and 14 squares? You know, one of those situations. Did you even bother using it on your gash when you whizzed? You know what I mean? Or would you just hang and air dry? Because you got to conserve those squares. But they're permitted to receive $35 from visitors. So if a visitor shows up, hands you $35, now that money can only be used for vending machines. Inmates are also allowed up to $320 a month to spend at the prison commissary. Commissary?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Did I get it right? Which offers candy, cookies, ice cream, instant coffee, toiletries.
Yeah.
So there you
She's
go.
fine.
She's gonna have $320 in her bank for the commissary.
She'll be trading shit all over the place.
Ugh.
Dude, hey, ladies, how about a chocolate bar? Give me some privacy. Look the other way while I whiz.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling when she gets out, people are going to be like, tell me about the toilet paper. How did you survive? And she's probably going to have pictures and be like, yeah, bitch, because I put 10 grand into my commissary bank. Boom.
Commissary.
Commissary. And her cell or her whatever is just stacked floor to ceiling with rolls of toilet paper. Double and triple ply. That's what I would do.
Does she leave it behind? It's
Yeah.
sort of a showing of goodwill.
Absolutely. You could also buy greeting cards. Prison greeting cards?
Well,
Wish
for
you were
people that
here.
are in there for a long time.
I know, I get it, but I would think you got nothing but time on your hands. Hand do one. Make a card. You know what I mean?
That little extra something,
I mean,
You always like getting a handmade card from a kid.
Yeah.
As opposed to, Gab just goes and buys one and they sign it.
right.
Right?
Yeah.
You
So,
want a
like,
Yoda Best Dad.
yeah,
right?
there you go.
Something like that.
But if you've got greeting cards in the prison, I mean, what, like, wish you were here? Greeting cards, like, ooh, look at our toilets.
This is the same as anyone. Happy birthday and blah blah blah.
Well,
mean-
okay, or take it that way, whatever. But I mean, they're selling the greeting cards. I would think if they're selling postcards, they're going to be of their, If you go to Mount Rushmore, you buy Mount Rushmore greeting
A
cards.
picture of the jail, for the outside shot of
Yeah.
the building.
Also, so far I'm like, I'm in. I want to go here. TVs in the lobby, which are available for viewings at up until 8:45 each night. They're also allowed to play card games, board games. Inmates are also given the option of pursuing recreation and leisure activities, including arts and crafts, intramural team sports. We could have a softball team out there,
Nice.
Sounds like dorm living, essentially.
and volleyball. We could have a volleyball team
About
as
the
well.
classes, Jay.
I know,
just the
dorm
fun
living
part.
without the classes and the weed.
Yeah. Physical fitness programs, weight loss programs. A source said it was old Bill H. Macy that dropped her off this morning. How did he get off? So wasn't Bill part of the? Or did he have a
Yeah,
new
and she
season of
fell.
film or
She
something?
fell on the sword, man. She took the heat.
She did. She her statement, which I've liked everything she's said and done so far. I accept the court's decision without reservation. I've always been prepared to accept whatever punishment the judge imposed. I broke the law. I've admitted that, pled guilty. There are no excuses for my actions, period. I would like to apologize again to my daughter, my husband, my family, and the educational committee for my community for my actions. And I especially want to apologize to the students who work very hard every day to get into college and their parents who make a tremendous sacrifices supporting their kids. I have learned a lot over these last 6 months about my flaws as a person. My goal now is to serve the sentence that the court has given me. I look forward to doing my community service hours and making a positive impact on my community. I also plan to continue making contributions wherever I can well after those service hours are completed. I can promise you that in the months and years to come, I will try and live a more honest life, serve as a better role model for my daughters and family, and continue to contribute my time and energies wherever I'm needed. That's great.
Yeah.
I have no problem. She's always sounded genuine, and
Textbook way to handle this.
yeah. But you still want her to serve every minute of that 14
Absolutely.
days. Okay.
She's going to come out a better person, a better euchre player. She's going to have a bunch of finger paint portraits that
Yeah.
are going to be beautiful. She can go home and frame those. Probably have some new friends.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. She's gonna. Can you imagine if she discovers like, dude, I had no idea how dope I was at volleyball.
Yeah, yeah.
Like she finds like I learned so much about myself while I was in there. I had no idea I was a switch hitter. I don't mean that in a sexual way. I mean actually on the diamond, I can rake as a lefty. I had no idea.
Yeah, and you know there's some chicks who are in there going to try to befriend her, you know, so when they get on the outside and they'll have a rich friend.
Yeah. Well, they said, make no mistake about it. This will not be like people in there going, oh, yeah, fuck that bitch. Got to take this chick down or not, pin her down and eat her box or something. She will be the most popular chick in there, period. She'll be the queen bee. So it's like, just everything about this sounds awesome. I'm gonna go there. I have a bedtime.
Yeah.
and
Like,
get
hey,
up.
Aunt Becky, it's not so bad.
I mean, it is for 40 years. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah, 14 days.
Yeah. Tatiana Jefferson. There's some more details coming out. She's the Texas woman, Fort Worth cop, been like a year and a half on the job, and opened fire through the window and shot and killed her, a 28-year-old. 8-year-old nephew has given some detail about that. Officer Aaron Dean was charged with murder on Monday night. And that was a weird thing because he quit just a couple hours before that. He quit the force, which lost him the support of the police union. You know what I mean? Like that team. You're not a union guy anymore, so beat it, pal. You're on your own, kind of thing. But yeah, it's not looking good for him. He shot through the window, killed her. Dean resigned hours before his arrest. So Jefferson's nephew said that his aunt retrieved her weapon when they feared there might be an intruder on the property. Makes sense that she would have a gun if she felt she was being threatened or that there was someone in the backyard, the interim police chief, Ed Kraus, said. Surveillance footage shows him approaching the door of the home where Jefferson was caring for her nephew around 2:30 a.m. Saturday. They're playing video games. He pushed through a gate into a fenced-off backyard and fired through the glass, and we all saw that when she just shouting, "Show your hands." The kid said, yeah, she just yelled out in pain after she was shot through the window. Lee Merritt, I think he just drove down the street, because wasn't he the attorney for the Bodham Jean, I think. I think he was Bodham Jean's family attorney, which is in the same area. That was Dallas, and this is
Oh,
Fort
you're
Worth.
right, yeah. Holy shit.
Merritt said the family needs to see this through to a vigorous prosecution and appropriate sentencing, and that the city of Fort Worth has much work to do to reform a brutal culture of policing.
Yeah, I guess I didn't connect that these were so geographically close.
Yeah.
Was this also where the unfortunate pictures of the black guy being
Might
led
be.
through the street
I,
with a rope by two
Maybe.
mounted policemen?
was that Fort Worth?
I think it was, man.
It might be.
Jesus, find that, will you?
And then they part of his thing, we have this brutal culture of policing, that we've got the city of Fort Worth has all this work to do. 5 of the 9 officer-involved shootings in Fort Worth this year have targeted African Americans. Like 5 of the 9. You know what I mean? If you're trying to make the case, this brutal attacking African Americans, it's like, well, so there were 9 police-involved shootings. 5 of them.
It seemed like that many shootings, to be honest.
Not really. Now, you're not counting the rope around the neck guys in that or anything like that. So,
Where was that, E?
Galveston, Texas. I don't know where that is, so I'm looking it up, I guess.
but yeah, if he would have said 8 of the 9, or you know what I mean?
No, not even close.
5 of the 9.
Texas is pretty big,
It
I
sure
understand.
is.
It is.
Sure is.
Yep.
Everything's bigger in Texas too, Jay.
That's what I've heard.
Hell yeah. You guys watched 30 for 30. You watched the Rodman one. You guys,
I haven't, but I wanted to.
you still haven't seen the Rodman one?
No.
I've never been. I could watch anything they do 30 for 30. They're just so well done. I love the formula of taking some young movie maker, director, or whatever, whoever it is, and some of them have been celebrities, and they just deep dive on a topic and really get into it. And they're always brought to you with really limited commercials. So there'll be a half hour and then a 30-second Mazda commercial and then right back into it. And they can be 2 hours long. The OJ one was multi-part. So Chuck and Tito came out last night.
Chuck and Tito.
Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz.
Okay.
Kind of the very first superstars of the world of MMA, right? Dana White.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, I just don't know anything about
Yeah, I
it.
barely know who they are.
Yeah, I've never even watched them fight ever. But the story is
Didn't Chuck marry a porn star? That's mainly what I
Tito.
remember him. Okay.
Tito, like Jenna Jameson or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I know about him.
And then she accused him of abuse,
Okay.
and which sucks when you're a world class fighter and someone goes, he hit me, and it's like, I can see it.
So believable.
I've seen him hit other people. I mean, it's not something I can't wrap my head around.
Instant credibility there.
And you know, for someone like that, it's like, really, you think I'm beating the shit out of Jenna? Come on. And so he had his cameras installed all over his house. So there will be no allegations of bullshit. And like
wow.
on the deck, in the bedroom, and here she is fumbling around, shit faced, reaching for pills. and
Oh,
all this.
no.
And then they've got her like glassy eyed. You see her walking up a ladder on the deck, and there's a camera, and it's just like her face in the camera, and then boom with a hammer, and then show her in the kitchen, go up, her face in the camera. Boom! She just walks around and smashes all the
Was
cameras.
she in the midst of getting super fat too? Didn't she get super fat? Is that the one?
No,
I feel like Jenna Jameson blimped
no,
out.
no, she didn't. Oh, I can't remember.
Okay, that wasn't covered in the 30 for 30.
No. She did not. She did not do that. But you know, it's weird. Like, so the start of this league or whatever, MMA.
Oh, she got fat.
Did she? No, they did. That's not what they focused on.
Okay,
And,
gotcha.
and let me,
Oh shit. Oh Jenna. Oh Jenna.
ouch. I think that's the one he was married to. Are we kidding
Well,
together?
either way, I guess it's funny to know that she got fat. I'm trying.
Holy shit, man. It's the same woman? It's the same woman.
Yeah. Yeah, it stinks. I'm not saying
Before
it's
and
a good
afters.
thing.
Wow. Those are tricky.
So you've got these guys like Dana White did not start the MMA. There was these other guys did, and then if you guys remember, you might remember this. Because I did, about how much trouble they had. Like people were like, "This is barbaric." John McCain is on the Senate floor. This sport is absolutely barbaric. No room for this in America. And so wouldn't let them. Jesus, I get it. She's fat. Got it.
Damn.
Oh yeah. There we
And
go.
so they're on the Senate floor going, we can't have this, you know, and so they can't get a license anywhere. How do you know?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a rough go. Even the one on the right is just rough. It's
Yeah.
sad, but so yeah, they're like, yeah, they can't get sanctioned anywhere. No arena out. I think it was Vegas finally, you know, would let them. They put on an event. It did well, whatever. But they're hemorrhaging money. And you've got this group like Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz, who are like best friends. They're training together, and you know, so they don't fight each other, but they're in the ring with each other every time the other one wins, hugging your guy. And everyone's like, "When are we going to see these two fight?" And finally, they end up convincing them to have this fight. And Liddell, you know, beats his ass, and he's like, "There's no way this dude's going to hang with me." And Dana White knew it, but. It's sad, you know, that Tito's crying constantly every time he loses. Oh, man, I lose again, and I'm crying on the mat.
Oh really?
Yeah.
When,
But
when
Chuck-
was this? Like late '90s, right? Or
No, 2000s.
Okay.
Early 2000s. I mean, they fought a year ago.
Oh, did
the,
they?
the third time or something, or
Huh.
2 years ago, which is really sad. You know,
Yeah,
you
that
see
is
him.
kind of sad, probably.
Chuck Liddell was 48 at the time. Tito's 43, and they're showing Chuck Liddell in these fights, and it's like, you know, he's in the fight, you know, going, and his guy is like, you know, he's all of a sudden he's just taking a hit that normally he would just fucking whatever from, and just dong out. And seeing these guys, and then you know someone just jumps on top and just starts pounding your face until the ref dives on you. It's brutal.
It
It's
is,
like,
man. It's hard for me to watch, if I'm being honest.
yeah, it's hard for me to watch too. But you know, you see these guys, and you know Dana White hates Tito Ortiz, and you know would cause problems for them as they're trying to make deals and stuff. And Tito is just kind of known as the bad guy or whatever. And Dana is doing interviews now. And he's just like, look, you just gotta listen. Like, Tito's just a really, really stupid human being. He's just dumb. Like, you talk to Tito Ortiz, and he's just, there's nothing there. And so, you know, that's always been his friend. And Dana won't let it go. Like, kind of like, no, I
Right.
got to stress. He's just not a smart human being. Like, he's just stupid.
He's wearing a Trump Pence T-shirt. Oh no,
Who?
your Tito. It sounds.
My boy, Tito Ortiz? No, sir. No. I like Chuck Liddell, though. I do like him.
Oh, it's not good.
Yeah, but then they had a third fight, and it's just sad to see these guys, you know, two old dudes who have no business being in a ring, and Liddell's going, "Yeah, I can. This will be great if we can generate like 300,000 pay-per-views from this. Now we're talking. We can start, building things and blah blah blah."
How many millions they get?
25,000.
Oh no!
Worst fucking pay-per-view in the history of the MMA.
Oh, Chuck.
And it's like, you get a check for 40 grand. I mean, like, you just feel bad. And so many people are like, dude, you can't keep fighting. You can't keep doing this. No, I can. I'm a fighter. That's what I do.
Oh no.
And so it ends, and it's like, oh no. It ends, and they're like, yeah, Tito is working out now and considering a comeback next year. And Chuck Liddell is taking some time away from the sport and reconsidering coming back in the future. And I'm like,
Reconsidering.
dude, at 40, it should be illegal. You shouldn't be able to get into a ring like that. You just shouldn't. It's just such a young man's game. But anyway, if you like those 30 for 30s, they're great. They're all great, and that one just dropped last night.
I usually do. I'll be honest. I don't like everyone. I do have to have some interest. Like I wouldn't watch that one no matter what. Probably.
Why?
Honestly, I have zero interest in
So do
MMA.
I. Me too.
I know, but
It's the story.
I get it. But I'm just saying with the 30 for 30s, I still have to have kind of a faint interest in the subject before I can watch
That's
it.
good.
There's a fat porn star involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That will make sure you never expand your knowledge about anything.
I expand all the time.
Stay in
Sounds
your
like
lane, E.
Stay in my lane. I have no interest in anything.
That's not what I said.
Someone you trust, whose opinion you trust, is going, dude, I know, I don't really give a shit either, but it's great. You probably really would like it.
I watch.
I don't care.
That's not what I was saying. I watch a lot of stuff, man. I was just saying this. I probably wouldn't watch this one anyway.
It's a lot of content, and he's not sure he can get to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots
Who's got
out
time
there.
for that? He's got 14 fucking reruns of Simpsons to
Lots
go.
out there.
I
Right?
actually
He's
haven't
just-
watched The Simpsons in a long time, believe it or not.
Yeah. See Kim Jong Un's latest photo shoot?
No, I did not.
Yeah, it just dropped today. He's on a mighty steed.
Is that right?
Yeah. Do you have any of the pictures? Did you get the other thing I wrote on there, E? To the
think
Conan
so.
thing?
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know when this is from.
She's just,
Did someone just marker her butt there, or is
Yeah.
that a gross bikini?
yeah, that's a markered butt. Her problem is she has these distinctive tattoos. Had she not done
Did you
that?
just singularly
Had
say her
she-
problem is?
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah.
One problem is she has these very individualized tattoos that are very, very noticeable and very identifiable. Had she not done that, she could deny that these are her. She'd be like, no, that's not me. That's not me. Somebody put my head on that.
Yeah.
She changed so much.
When is that from? Dude, I think she's been really sick, like with mental shit. I mean, shocking. Not terribly, probably, but I don't know, I shouldn't say that. I don't know what her full story is.
shit.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's tough, dude.
Poor
I mean,
lady. That poor lady.
I mean, you think about that, though. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you're a fucking porn star. I mean, we watched it with, what's her idiot, Stormy. And it's like, oh, you're the media darling and the world loves you. You're getting all this attention.
yeah,
But do
pretty
they really-
short-lived, right?
Do they? Or do they just like that you can attack the guy they don't like?
Yeah, not a lot of long game there in the porn industry.
No. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's the
pregnant,
one.
Pregnant. I hope. No, but for her, it was like, these people are like, Stormy Daniels is the one that's going to take, and we're watching, we're like, no, yeah, you did that interview, but then did you see where she was that night? She was at the fucking Laughing Lick.
Yeah,
In a shit
yeah.
bikini as a 40-year-old getting dollars tossed at her.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So sad.
It was pathetically sad. She's there because she wants to do that. Does she? Does she wants to be in Albuquerque on
Nobody
a fucking
wants to do
Wednesday
that.
night, getting dollar bills thrown at her feet?
Showing her boobs.
Yeah, and in sagging ass. At 40.
Nobody wants to do that.
Nobody, and I mean nobody wants to do that. Nobody.
Oh, Jenna.
It's just sad. So yeah, if you got North Korea, Jim Fox sent me this picture, and he goes, "Remind you of anything?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it sort of does." And then he sent me this clip. And I don't know if this is old or not.
Oh, I had the interview.
The Detroiters one.
The interview on Conan. That's what you said,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So, but there's pics of Kim
Yeah,
Jong Un
yeah,
that dropped
yeah.
today. But so you can just, for context, Kim Jong Un, there he is.
Ah,
Look at Un on his mighty steed.
yeah, galloping.
Looks like he appears to.
It's a beautiful steed.
I mean, I wouldn't mind being there. It looks like a nice
Picturesque.
Yeah, look at that. Is
It's
that
crisp.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, look at him, huh?
I mean, dude, you could build your own ski slope up there. Look at that steed.
I know.
That's a paved road. What are they talking about? North Korea looks amazing, right?
I wouldn't call that paved, but
Well, look at him. His red face. He's all wind burned from his photo shoot. Look at that.
yes.
Huh? Dude, that's a Christmas card.
Yeah.
I'd mail that out to, dude, if that was you, fuck your family. You send that out as the family Christmas card.
If he had a Santa Claus jacket on, my
Oh.
God.
Yep. Can you imagine if instead
I
of,
don't know what that-
yeah, that's Vlad Putin.
Oh, okay.
Go back one more. If you made bells on all the charms that the horse has,
Yes.
if you jingled those up, put him in a red, suit, keep the black boots, dude, amazing. So it reminded me, but go ahead, play the video from Conan. And like I said, I don't know if this is from a year ago or from recently, but I watched it and actually laughed, and I know you will too.
What fascinates me about this new project, Detroiters, is that you've earned the right to create this show. You're from Detroit. You spent time there, and it's a great idea. You and your co-star play local ad men, not the big time ad men, but you're the guys that write the ads that appear on the local channel.
Exactly, like the bottom of the barrel ad guys. Like we're the ones who do like discount wigs and secondhand rugs.
Right, and you're dreaming of being Don Draper one day,
Exactly.
but right now this is what you're doing, and it sounds to me like this is based on personal experience.
It is, because Tim and I, we based this show on it's the idea, it's love that we had of local TV of local commercials that we grew up watching. They're so iconic to us, and so we just I think everybody in Detroit knows those commercials so well, and so do we, of course.
I know where this is going.
There was one that you were a kid that fascinated you.
One that was my absolute favorite. It was for Dietrich Furs, and this commercial had this real soft focus, and it's just this woman riding a horse in slow motion, but in a fur coat, and there's just this song was just so sexy. It's Dietrich Furs, Dietrich Furs. Oh, Dietrich Furs, the Dietrich family.
Well, I heard about this just a couple hours ago, and we were just determined to find it. So, Dietrich Furs ad, take a look.
Still exists.
Dependability. Dietrich. Since 1893. Dietrich Furs by the Dietrich family.
I don't know why that's so fucking
That place
funny,
is
dude.
still there, man.
Are they
yeah,
really?
Woodward and Long Lake or something like that. Yeah.
Dude, they must love, anybody from Detroit, anytime we do that and it's the dancing asshole, the glasses, sexy specs or whatever, you can't not do Dietrich Furs
from the Dietrich family. Everybody knows that one.
What else? What are some of Mel Farr Superstar?
Yeah, that was classic.
I'm trying to think of some other ones, but dude, Dietrich Furs and
Father and Son.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's always been a
I think
really
Father and
weird-
Son is regional, though. I think
Are
that's
they?
Was it?
outside of Michigan as
Okay.
well.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So that's
I
not
think it was
distinctly
decided-
Detroit.
We went down that hole one time. I
Yeah.
think you're right.
yeah. Although that said, I could watch Sexy Specs dancing for eternity. It's that bad. All right, let's do a Twin Peaks ad here, E. So don't says anything. Good job, E. Nicely done. Oh man, let's see. See this kid on a plane, and I believe it was Southwest Airlines.
Yeah.
I don't like these, dude. I got to be honest with you. We're seeing this a lot. It's kind of cool when you see a band. We were watching what's their band the other day that lets some kid come up on stage and play with them.
Oh, the Killers. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes that works really well. Sometimes it's an utter disaster. But I don't like the idea of, on a plane, you got an 8-year-old kid and he's like, I wrote a song. And they're like, oh, okay. And so he wants to get up and sing a song on an intercom. It's okay, great. And I'm just I'm at this point held hostage. I'm here. I've got some very, very important business work to attend to.
If you're on a plane without headphones, though, this is
Yeah.
your fault, man.
But dude, when they get on those intercoms, it shuts your fucking headphones
It
off.
doesn't. Your own personal headphones?
I know I'm watching their movie screen,
Oh,
man. I'm not bringing my whole laptop out and all that stuff.
Okay.
What?
I guess you have to suffer
I-
through
I
the
think
8-year-old singing,
most-
man.
But even when you're listening, watching their screen, what are you connecting it to?
What do you mean?
What,
They
what
have
are you listening to with
H-
that?
my headphones that I plug
Oh,
into it.
okay.
So I'm watching HBO or the news or ESPN or any one of 2,000 movies they have.
Okay.
You don't have that on the plane?
I watch preloaded Netflix shows that
On your,
I.
on your fucking iPhone. Yeah. No, I'm not doing that. But yeah. So anyway, I thought this kid here, what's his name? 8-year-old J.W. Harden. Now, if he's super talented, and we all get a treat, but let's see how good he is. See what little J.W. Harden's got. He's flying from Nashville to Chicago.
Should we add that he's autistic?
Oh, it'll become apparent, I think. Yeah. Which is why they have to do this. And I just don't want this to become a thing, Jay. I guess my fear is, oh, yeah, remember that kid on the plane that did that? Let's have our kid do that. And now we all have to play along to this game like we do when we fake tackle the kid who's not supposed to be on the football field.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't want this to be a thing.
That's
like,
your concern.
That's
Got it.
my concern.
My
yeah.
only question is, as long as is it affecting? Like, are we not closing the doors? I mean, are they taxiing out at least still, or you know?
I don't know.
'Cause if
We're
they're not,
sitting
then I
here.
don't give a shit. But if they're not closing the doors because of this or some shit, then
He's one of our wonderful Southwest passengers, and he has a song to sing for you all.
Yeah. Does it sound like they're in flight?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sing this song I know.
What? I don't know. He's going to play a song he wrote.
I'm flying on a plane, on a plane, on a plane. I'm flying on a plane up to Chicago now.
wasn't that bad. It could have been a lot worse.
Really?
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
Was that
I
I'm
don't think it
on
was
a
good.
plane, on a plane, on a plane.
Yeah. I'm flying on a plane, on a plane, on a plane. I'm flying on a plane on to Chicago now.
All right.
I didn't say it was good. I just thought it could have been a lot worse.
Dude.
Well, yeah, he could have just shit on the intercom while he was holding it. I mean,
Well,
that
no, I
would
mean,
have
there
been
was
worse.
there was words to it, I guess, and it was pretty simple.
Seemed pretty quick, right? Quick and painless. They can do a friggin' talent show up there for all I care.
Dude,
I mean,
as long as it's
throw
in
my
flight,
headphones
or as
in.
long as it's not, like I said, as long as it's
Yeah,
not
we're not being
shake-
delayed, right?
That's the only thing I would care about.
That's well, I take issue with this now. I suppose I could fix this problem by just bringing my fucking iPhone and downloading shit, but God forbid I take advantage of the full movie screen in front
Well,
of me.
they don't
that
have. By
that
the
I'm
way, they
watching.
don't have that on Southwest. So it depends on. Again, you had.
Okay. Well, when I'm on that plane and I'm watching a movie and I'm getting into something or I'm into a story and everybody, this is your captain here. Just wanted to welcome everybody aboard. We will be cruising at an altitude of 30,000 feet as we make our way into Metro Detroit, where the current temperature, and it's like all this shit, dude, just get there. Just go. And every time they do that, it kills the movie, it kills the music, it kills everything. It fucking, in the middle of a sentence, you're like, okay, thanks for that.
Does it
And it's-
come back, though, to right where you left off, or did you miss that?
I've had it go
Yeah.
back to the beginning of the,
Oh.
like kick you off the screen. Now, once I go back in there, it will go back to the starting spot. When you're into a scene though, and it's like, oh man, yeah, this is great. This is great. Yeah. And then sometimes the guy will be just like, he'll hit the thing and he's like, no, not ready to speak to everybody yet. But once he hits it fucking
Yeah.
announcement in progress. It says announcement in progress, and you're like, you fucking, all right, get on with it, dude. You're gonna see the trays, the beverage cart coming around. It's like, yeah, we all know what a beverage cart is. Got it, go,
Right.
go. When the beverage cart comes along, she's gonna go, do you want something to drink? And I'm gonna go, yes or no.
Yeah, for sure.
And so this kid, and my fear is, every 2-year-old that wants to get up there and go, I wrote a song. I'm on a plane. Ha ha ha. I'm on a plane. And now I'm not watching Deadpool. Fuck him.
It's a problem.
It's a serious problem. First
wonder-
world, I'll give you that.
I wonder
but
how long was that. I wonder if that is how the only length of it. Did he only do that one verse? I guess, or
in his
whatever?
defense, that is all he did.
Okay.
That's all he'd written.
That's good at least.
In his defense, also, he's autistic, and his mom said it made his day, and he was the happiest guy ever. And so I'm happy for him. I just want him to be the one. We got that on video now. We got that moment.
Right, I get you.
You know, come up with something original. Don't.
That would be interesting. What if they did do a talent show?
Every flight.
Yeah.
All right, do we have anyone else?
Anybody else that would get up there and tell a joke or something?
Dude, E, will you do me a favor? Next time you're in a flight, and if anything like that happens, like, oh, we got little Lisa here, and she's
What
got a
about
poem.
me? I've got a joke I could
Dude,
tell.
you should absolutely go up there and be like, you know what? I was working on some lyrics too. Do you guys mind? Since we're already here,
Crazy.
and just sing a shit song about being on a plane.
Or just tell the Chicago hooker story.
I'll sing that Blink-182 song about like shit, piss, fuck. That'll be my
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you did that though, that might kill everything. They might be like, well, this is why we can't have
Well,
nice
that's a win-win.
things. Yeah.
I got to do something stupid, and you'll be happy that they'll be done with that.
All right, we got to get out of here, man. We got to run. Darren's going to be here tonight, and I believe he's got TJ Lang on, which should be really interesting. I'd love to get his take as a lineman about those bullshit calls in the Monday night game and stuff like that. And then he's got someone else from what's it called?
Letterkenny.
Letterkenny. Yeah, they've got a new season or something.
I'm not totally aware of the show, that even though I know it's popular.
Yeah, I just know that they're looking forward to that. So, Jay, we'll see you tomorrow. E, we'll see you. Well, you'll be here with Darren tonight. So, thanks for that. Thanks for hanging with us, everybody. We're going to get out of here now. We'll see you tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.